Hello everybody and welcome to MD's Options Trading. In this session, we are going to study what are the option Greeks. So first of all, we will look what is meant by the option Greek, and then we will look after which are the different option Greeks available. Now say for example, for assumption, let's look over here. Assume that Nifty is at 22,000. I will write it down over here. Let's assume that Nifty is at 22,000, that is the spot price. This is just an assumption. I don't know what is current Nifty spot price. And let's say if I am bullish about the Nifty. So if I am bullish about the Nifty, then what are the options available? Either I can buy a call option, that is SCE, or I can sell a put option. So these are the two options available if I am bullish about the Nifty. On the other hand, if I am bearish, let's say if I am bearish about the Nifty, I'll write it down over here. Then I will buy a put option, or I will sell a call option. Okay, now let's say for example, I have a particular view about the Nifty, whether I am bullish or bearish about the Nifty, and accordingly either I will buy put or I will buy call. Now let's say for example I am bullish about the Nifty. If I am bullish about the Nifty currently trading around 22,000. If I buy a call option, it could be 22,000 call option, it could be 22,500 or any call option. And if Nifty goes up and if my view comes right, then automatically the price of call option, it will start increasing, right? So whenever Nifty is going up, at that time whatever my bought call option is, its price will start increasing. And let's say if if Nifty goes down, in this case whatever call option I have bought, no, it will start reducing. That means the change will happen in my option premium based upon the Nifty's price. Likewise, not only the Nifty's price, there are n number of parameters or things which decide what could be the premium of that particular option, and that is called as the option Greek. Let me give you a simple example, a real life example, a farming example. Now, India being a farmer's country, all the examples or any example related to farming, no, that gives us extra confidence, or we understand those kind of examples very well. So I will tell you one example. Let's say for example I am a farmer, and after milking my cow or after milking my buffalo, if I take my milk to a dairy, then in the dairy there are number of factors to decide what could be the rate of my milk. Let's say for example, if I am taking 1 liter of milk to the dairy and you are taking 1 liter of milk to the dairy, then whatever amount or price you will get for your 1 liter, it could be different from my 1 liter. Why? Because price of the milk, that depends upon the number of factors. That depends upon the fat percentage in the milk, that depends upon the protein percentage in the milk, that depends upon calcium percentage in the milk, or you can say the totally milk solid not fat, that is called as the MSNF percentage. So how much fat your milk is containing, how much MSNF, that is milk solid not fat, your milk is containing, what is the water content in your milk. So considering all these things, no, they got a particular machinery in which they put your milk and my milk, and based upon that, based upon all these parameters, they give amount to you and me, which could be different one. Similarly, there are, so here in this case, in the example of milk, this milk fat or protein, calcium, you can say as the Greek of the milk, because they define the or they decide what could be the price of 1 liter of milk. Similarly, here also, if you have noticed, like, have you ever wondered, let's say for example, if Nifty is at 22,000 and let's say 22,000 call option, at the money call option, it is trading around 300 rupees. Now, why exactly it is trading at 300 rupees? Why not 200 rupees? Why not 400 rupees? Why not 4,000 rupees? Why not 10 rupees? All those things, no, they are derived with a kind of mathematical calculation, and for that mathematical calculation, option Greeks are used. Now, in order to design a successful or profitable strategies in options trading, whether it could be option buying or selling, it is important to know the option Greeks. See, first of all, option Greeks a bit complicated subject. When it is complicated, if you try to go inside the mathematics of option Greeks. So in order to get profit in stock market now, especially in options trading, understanding the mathematics of option Greeks is not at all required. How option Greeks are calculated is not at all required. What is the formula for option Greeks is not at all required. But which are the option Greeks and in which way, logically which way they affect our option premium, even if we could understand this much of point, that is more than sufficient to get handsome profit in options trading. So let's go one by one. So which are the option Greeks available? I will tell you. The available option Greeks are, I will write it down over here. The first one is delta. This is the first option Greek. Second one is gamma. This especially you might have heard on the day of expiry, that is gamma impact. I'm going to explain clearly what is gamma impact and how gamma impact happens especially on the day of expiry. I'm going to explain you, please hold on. Then next one is theta. Next one is Vega. And last one is Rho. So these are the 5 option Greeks available which decide the price of the option. Apart from this, there are n number of other Greeks available, but majorly these 5 Greeks, they decide the premium or the price of a particular option. Out of which, in this session, we are going to look what is meant by the delta. So in this session, we will look for the delta, and in other sessions, we will look for the other option Greeks. So delta, first of all, it's quite simple. Delta is nothing but delta will tell you how much your option price it will increase or decrease based upon your underlying. It will come up again. What is meant by the underlying? Underlying is a basic stock or index. So Nifty, you can call it as an underlying. Bank Nifty, you can call it as an underlying. The stocks which we trade like Reliance, State Bank of India, they are said to be underlying. Now, for example, again coming back to the earlier point, assume that Nifty, I am writing it over here again. Assume that Nifty, just give me 1 second. Let's say Nifty is at 22,000. And if I buy 22,000 call option, let's say at 300 rupees. Spot price or the Nifty price is at 22,000. I have bought, so I will write it down buy over here. I have bought 22,000 call option at 300 rupees. If let's say tomorrow, if Nifty goes to 22,500, tomorrow if Nifty goes to 22,500, then what should be the price of this 22,300? Day after tomorrow, if Nifty goes to 23,000, then what should be the price of this 22,000 call option, which I have bought at 300 rupees? Whether it could be 400 rupees or 4,000 rupees or 2,000 rupees, that is divided by delta. So delta is quite simple. It just depends upon your underlying. How much my option premium it will increase or decrease based upon the movement of my underlying, that is Nifty in this case, that is decided by delta. So let's see this practically on a software. It is quite easy, delta. So say for example, I will go here to this particular software, and currently Nifty spot price is 22,444. So we can consider that is 22,450. If I select the option and I select 30th of May expiry. So let's assume that I am buying 22,450. That is at the money call option. Let's assume that I am buying at the rate of 370. So I added this. Look here carefully. 30th of May, this is the expiry. 22,450, that is at the money call option I am buying at the price of 370. And if you look here, this is called as the Greeks, and its delta is 55.96, or you can say 55. That means, what does this 55 tells? This 55 tells you if Nifty goes up by 100 points. If Nifty goes up by 100 points, then my 22,450 call option, it will go up by 55 points. I will write it down over here. Currently, Nifty it is 22,450, and at the money, that is 22,450 CE, that is trading around 370 with 55 delta. How to read this? Nifty spot price is 22,450. This is the spot price, and at the money call option 22,450 I am buying at 370 rupees, and its delta is 55. That means when this will become 22,550, this will become 22,550. At that time, this will become 370. I will open calculator over here. 370 plus 55, which is equal to 425. At that time, it will become 425. I will write it down over here. When this will become 22,650, it will become, again we need to add 55 in this, so it will become 480 and so on. This is a simple and general calculation of the call. Similarly, if Nifty becomes 22,350, I will write it down over here. If Nifty goes down by 100 points, then this will go down by 55 points. So it will become, let's check on the calculator, it will become 370 minus 55, which is equal to 315, which is equal to 315. So this is nothing but the delta. Now generally I will tell you, even if you think it logically, you will understand it immediately. The delta for at the money options is near to 50 generally. Now the Nifty is trading around 22,458. So I have taken 22,450 call option over here. So its delta is very near to 50. Why it is little bit higher than 55? The reason being, Nifty is not exactly at 22,450. This is at 22,458. So somewhat little bit difference is there. That's why the delta is 55. Another meaning of delta is, it's a very mathematical statement, you can understand. Another meaning of delta is, it will tell you the probability of this particular strike price becoming in the money. I will come up again. The meaning of delta is, or I will read it again. As per the current circumstances, we can say that the probability of 22,400 call option, it will become in the money, is around 55%. Okay, I will explain you in a simple terms. Consider this as 50. Okay, this is 55, which is near to 50 because this is not exactly at the money. Let's say Nifty is at 22,450. Then what is the probability that Nifty will give closing above 450 is 50%, right? It's a simple thing, just like we studied in our school days. Let's say, for example, I have a coin in my hand, and if I toss a coin, then what is the probability that I will get, hey, this is 50%? And what is the probability that I will get tail, this is 50%? Both of the things are equally probable. So the probability is 50%. So similarly, if I buy 22,450 call option, that means I am bullish about the Nifty, then what is the probability that my view will come right is the 50%, right? The 50% probability is that my view will come right, and that is nothing but the delta. So this is the same thing. In the other words, you can say this is the probability of winning. This is the probability of winning. Okay. So in the other words, you can say the way I go out of the money. Currently, Nifty is at 22,450. So I bought 22,450 call option. The way if I go out of the money now, my probability of winning, it will decrease. It's a quite simple thing. Let's say, for example, instead of 22,450, I will make it 22,600. What I will make 22,600. So I am going little bit of out of the money. As I am going out of the money, my probability of winning, it will decrease. That's why here my delta has decreased to 48. So it is saying that if Nifty is going up by 100 points, this 22,600, it will go up only by 48 points. Or my probability of winning is 48%. What will happen if I go still out of the money? If I go 22,800, it's a logical thing. The way I am going out of the money, out of the money, out of the money, my probability of winning is decreasing. So I'll modify it. If you see over here, my delta is 37. So I can say my probability of winning has been decreased. So there are two things. The first of all, my delta is telling me what is the probability of my winning. And another thing, this is telling how much my option premium it will increase per 100 rupees increase in Nifty. But remember one thing, there are other factors or other Greeks which are applicable to your option premium. Only delta does not decide the option premium. Here in the definition of delta, whenever I say like whenever Nifty will go up by 100 points, my delta will increase by 37 points. Here you can say ideally or theoretically I am considering that all other option Greeks, they are inactive. If we consider that all other option Greeks are theoretically inactive, then my option premium that will go up by 37 whenever Nifty will go up by 100 points. Similarly, my option premium of 22,800, it will go down by 37 rupees whenever Nifty will go down by 100 rupees. So on the other hand, what if I go in the money? So let's say I am buying 22,200 call option at 540 rupees in the money. So you can see my delta has increased. So my delta has gone to 67. Why? Because I have bought the call option which is in the money. If I go again in the money, let's say for example, if I am buying 22,000, if I am 22,000 call option, then again my delta has increased. So I can say my probability of winning is increased, or my probability of my view winning has increased. Let's say if I go deep in the money, let's say I am buying 21,000 call option, that is deep in the money, then you can see my delta is 95, very close to 100. Here what it is saying that probability of my winning is 95%, or this 21,000 call option, it will increase by 95 rupees for every 100 points increase in Nifty. Similarly, my 21,000 call option, it will decrease by 95 rupees if Nifty comes down by 100 points. This is a general definition of Nifty. Now, now I want you to think, or I want you to observe a particular thing. Here delta is 95, but here they have written the probability of profit is 44%. Why is this so? Have you ever thought about this? What I said you, the delta tells me my probability of winning, and I am saying that my delta is 95, that means my probability of winning is 95%. That's right. But here my probability of profit they are given as 44%. Why is this difference? Again, let's take one more example. Let's take one more example of at the money. Let's assume that I am buying over here 22,450. Let's assume that I am buying 22,450 at the money. And its delta is 55.96, which is close to 50. You know what I said you, my delta is 55.96, that means my winning probability is 55.96, right? But here the probability of profit is 32%. Why the difference is? The difference is because of, I will tell you one thing, the difference is because of this particular factor of 370. So in order to trading now, first of all, please do not get confused between probability of winning and probability of profit. Okay, you listen it carefully. What is the meaning of probability of winning and probability of profit? When I am buying 22,450 call option, listen it carefully. When I am buying 22,450 call option, then when I will win whenever Nifty will give closing beyond 22,450. Let's say I will write it down over here to make it even more simple. Again, from the basics. Nifty spot price is 22,450. Buy 22,450 CE at the money. So I would say probability of winning, how much this is? Around 55%. So when I will win, even if, for example, even if Nifty closes at 22,451, I am writing over here, even if Nifty closes at 21,451, am I a winner over here? Yes, because I had bought 22,450 call option. That means I was betting that Nifty will give closing beyond 22,450. So if Nifty gives closing at 22,451, then I am the winner. If Nifty gives closing to 22,452, I am the winner. I am not the loser. But am I profitable? No. So first of all, try to understand the difference between winner and profitable. Why I am not profitable? The reason being, if you look over here, for this 22,450 call option, I have paid 370 rupees to the option seller. How much? 370. So when my profit will start? My profit will start whenever Nifty will go 22,450 plus 370. Whenever Nifty will cross this one, so how much it could be? This is 22,930, I guess. This is 22,930. Here my profit will start because I have paid this much of amount, right? That's why you can see over here, even they are given my break even is 22,820. Sorry, 820. It's not 920. 22,820. They have added 450 and 370, and they have made it 22,820. Here actually my break even starts. That's why you may see the difference between probability of profit and the delta over here. Now theoretically, in order to understand the concept, because we need to do all these things, no, whatever we call as the monkey testing. If you do this kind of the monkey testing, no, then only we will understand the concept well. Ideally, if I assume that, my buying price is only 1 rupee, theoretically, this is not practically possible, I know that, but theoretically, let's assume that my buying price is only 1 rupee, then now you can see my probability of profit and my delta, they are almost matching to each other. Why? They are almost matching to each other, and my break even has come very near to my spot price. My break even has come very near to my spot price, or you can say strike price. The reason being, earlier why there was a difference between probability of profit and delta is I had paid some amount to, what you can say, to buy that particular option. On the other hand, let's go to other example so that this concept will fit in your mind. Had I sold 22,450 call option, had I sold the 22,450 call option now, if you see over here, then after selling 22,450 call option, how much premium I have received? That is 370. So that premium I have received, that is in my pocket, and this premium is non-refundable. So whoever option buyer, he or she, whoever has paid this 370 rupees to me, no, that is non-refundable. So because of this, my probability of profit has increased and my delta is same. Only thing, this is now negative because I sold the call option. So I have not bought the call option, I have sold the call option. So now my delta has become negative. But if you consider the absolute value, its absolute value is 55, but my probability of profit is 67%. So why this difference is happening? This is only because of this 370 rupees. And that's why it is said, like, to be very frank, it's not only about winning the bet. Whether I'm buying the call option or whether I'm buying the put option, it's not about the winning the bet, it's about the winning or getting the profit. So that's why, because the option buyers know, they spend some money for buying the option, their what you can say, their probability of winning, it may be 50%, but their probability of profit is less than 50%. And similarly for the option seller, if he has sold the call option or the put option which is at the money, then his probability of winning is 50%, but his probability of making the profit is more than the 50%. It could be 60%. Here in this case, that is 67%. So that's why it is said, like, there is an extra edge for the option seller rather than the option buyer. So here in this particular session, we have discovered the two concepts. The first concept is about the delta. What is the delta? So that the delta will tell you how my option price or premium, it will change based upon the underlying, theoretically considering that all other Greeks are not active. This is the definition of delta. Or on the other words, delta, it will tell me the probability of my winning. These are the two definitions of delta which I can think. And another concepts which we have discussed, the difference between option buyer and seller in high level terms. So in this, in next session we will talk about gamma, then theta. The gamma is the most important thing, especially if you want to derive the expiry day strategies. No, then gamma is very much important option Greek to understand. So I will explain all the details of gamma in next session. Also we will see theta, Vega and Rho. So that's it for now. Thank you and have a nice time.